meeting to order, please. Everybody join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Fred, would you start?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Everybody's out. Ms. Lucas already made a comment. It's dark out tonight, so we're not late. We're just in a new time zone. We'll start by approving the minutes of the October 21st and October 28th, 2014 meetings. If I could have a motion.
I'll move.
Ms. Smith made a motion. And Mr. Curry seconds. Is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody sign in, Mr. Mickey?
No, sir.
Okay, good. All righty, we're down to presentations. We have one presenter who is not with us. I think we're going to have Steve Beckenheimer. We have Barbara Maynard who's going to speak to us about the June Harvest Center. Go ahead, Barbara.
Thank you very much. If Steve comes in, give me the high sign because he should be making this presentation. Steve is a member of the Harless Center staff and he directs the program that I'm going to tell you about, and that's a Flip the Classroom project. You may have heard of it. We've been very successful with it. We have 4 counties involved, including Lincoln County, and we appreciate that support and your willingness to work with us when we started this project. We started it with 6 teachers, and so it was really a small project, but we've grown and now we have about 20. So this is our 3rd year of the project. It started with a call from a gentleman who teaches at Point Pleasant High School in Mason County, and he said, I've heard about this Flip the Classroom project. Do you know anything about it? And Steve said, no, but I'll read up on it. And so we did, and what it's all about is teachers do short vignettes, video clips. Is he here? Steve, I said, give me the high sign when you walk in because I just started.
Excellent.
And you're going to end it. and
Her
Steve,
prayers have come true.
and yes, Steve will speak more eloquently to it. So I just started and told him how
Thank
we
you.
started and how we've grown. But you need to
Flip
tell
the
them about it.
Classroom
Yes.
is a program we're so proud of. It empowers teachers to do what they know is right for students. It allows them to make maximum use of instructional time. Everybody thinks it's all about videos, and that's part of it. But what it's all about is how can I use the precious time we have with students? I don't know if you guys miss any school in Lincoln County in winter. Most of us miss a little. What if we could take advantage of the time we have instead of having kids learn rote stuff while they're in class? And we all know there's some rote things they have to know. Let's take that out of class so that the time they have in class we can use for engaging instruction, doing things, learning in depth. Traditionally, we do data download. They come to class, they learn facts, they go home, they extend, they apply, expand. Who's there to help them at home? I want those teachers to have that time to do the engaging things with these children. So by putting some of these things on video, the kids can watch it at their time, at their place. A young woman that engaged with us in this program as a student a couple of years ago said, when I hit physics, it was at 8 o'clock in the morning. My brain wasn't ready at 8. I was failing physics. And my teacher started flipping, and he put his lectures, he put his lessons on video. And I could go home and I could watch them. And I could pause it, and I could rewind it, and I could watch it again and again. And before I'd go to bed, I'd watch it again. And before I went to class that morning, and she said, my grades have come up a little. I said, what do you mean a little, Amber? I said, you were failing. What? She said, well, I made 105 on the last test. You have 2 young men in this county, Jonathan Eskew and David Adkins, who have engaged in this project with us. They, for 2 years now, have been doing flipped learning lessons for their children. The lessons they're creating, the children can watch on their phones. They can watch on their computers. If they have these, what do you call them, GameCube things, they can watch them on that. That we want to make the content, we want to make the learning available to students anytime, any place, and maximize that time. We were approached a year or so ago by a philanthropic group, Women's Education Forum. They said, we want to help you. We think this is a great program. What can we do? We said, give us money. That's an educator's answer, isn't it? They said, what do you want it for? So we interviewed the teachers, including John and David, and they said, our big obstacle is putting devices in the hands of children. We have some poor children that don't have smartphones, don't have computers. If we had some sets, so that when those children come to school, they can watch it at least while they're here in school. This philanthropic group, Women's Education Forum, said, we'll buy that. And they gave us a significant chunk of money with which we could purchase classroom sets of iPads. And because of the participation and the dedication and the willingness to work with us to send us John and David, we want to present Lincoln County Schools with 2 classroom sets. We're defining a classroom set as 30 iPads for use by John and David in their classrooms to maximize the Flip the Classroom program. We figure the value is something in the neighborhood of $10,000 for these 30 iPad computers. So I'll give you the names of these teachers that are involved and a little information about the program. And I'm sure John and David can tell you more. I brought 1 box of them in, and I have 2 more in my car that I'll bring in shortly. Thank you. Did I forget anything?
I think you're good.
Any questions?
Well, no, but we're certainly appreciative of it, and I agree that there's certainly a need for something similar to this. I know I've seen at some point some learning that has taken place by some innovators across the country where they developed a lesson to where you can get online and learn virtually anything. I'm not even familiar
Yes.
with it, totally familiar, but I know it's the same concept apparently here is what they're doing with this. But just thinking of all of us when we were in school, we struggled with certain subjects, and if we had the opportunity to go back and, look at them again on our own, I'm sure we'd all
Yes.
benefit.
And you're absolutely right. Our generation, you and I, got information by looking in an oak card catalog in a library somewhere. A few years later, they Googled it. Today's children learn through videos. They want to watch it. They want to see it. Our research has been, they can find videos. If they want to learn chemical bonding or subject-verb agreement, there are videos online that'll do that. But you know what the students we've interviewed want? They want their teacher. It can be low-tech. They can put the camera on themselves and say, okay, kids, today we're going to learn about prepositional phrases. And they work something out on the board and they videotape it. And those kids know that teacher cared enough about me to make that video, to post that video up online. I understand your county tech director has even started a YouTube channel so that these videos can be whitelisted and that they won't be blocked by the state filters because they're safe videos that these 2 teachers are putting up using the tools and techniques that they've learned through our classroom at the Harley Center.
We can all think about whatever class it may have been. The speed that the teacher teaches is, for 25, 30 kids, whatever it may be. And some are ready to go faster, and others want to slow down. And, having the ability to go back and to refresh things is just wonderful. So
Well, we're very thankful for
we're
these 2
thankful for any
teachers.
comments, Ms. Lucas?
Well, I just want to, I can't express how much I appreciate this. It's wonderful. Our students will benefit from these iPads greatly. And we know that when they're home and if they could just recall everything that went on in that class that day, they would be able, it has such an impact on their learning. And it's right there at their fingertips. And I'm just so pleased. And thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Our students definitely will benefit from this.
Thank you very much. I'll go to my car and get the other 2
Thank
boxes.
you, and Ms. Maynard did a wonderful job.
I still did quite well, didn't I?
Prepping this for this, but we certainly are appreciative.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's move into the administrative section, please. We have a motion. Mr. Curry?
Second.
Mr. Wilkerson, second. Ms. Lucas.
Okay, item A, excuse me, school volunteers who on occasion may also serve as bus chaperones or provide transportation for students to and from athletic events, academic competitions, or school outings, who have provided proof of private vehicle liability insurance and have completed volunteer orientation. And that's it.
Take the front page. That's all, nothing else. Okay, any questions about that item? Pretty clear. Okay, is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Okay. We go to the finance section. Motion, please. So moved. Mr. Baker?
Second.
Ms. Smith seconds. It's like Mr. Midkiff to me.
One item, item A, schedule of invoices totaling $660,497.48. Invoices are available for public inspection at the county office. If you have questions, please see Mrs. Gandy.
You got that down, don't you? Okay. I guess everybody's had the opportunity, or can, if they wish to question any of those or ask questions. Okay, is that an all yes on the finance item?
Yes.
Okay. All yes. Let's go to the personnel section. Can I have a motion, please? Ms. Smith, second, or Ms. Smith made the motion, Mr. Curry, second? Okay. Personnel schedule.
Okay, excuse me, section A is the employment of substitute personnel pending the completion of the state requirements. Section B is the employment of service personnel. Section C is the transfer of service personnel. Section D is employment of extracurricular professional personnel. Section E is employment of extracurricular athletic personnel. Section F is the resignation and or retirement, and that's noted under the effective date. And then to abolish the professional personnel posting, the Director of Special Education, and that was only a word. We will be reposting this on Wednesday. We had left a word out of the posting, just a clerical error.
Okay, anybody have any questions about the personnel schedule? Okay, if not, then let's go to the item number B there. It's the Kelly Bryant First Lincoln County Board of Education, docket number 2013-1552, Lincoln Ed Discuss and Address. Okay.
At this time, I want to request an executive session.
Okay, the superintendent is requesting an executive session for item B regarding Kelly Bryant First Lincoln County Board of Education as a personnel matter. Could I have a motion to that, please? So moved. Mr. Baker makes the motion, go into executive session. Have a second?
Second.
Ms. Smith seconds it. It's an all yes vote to go into executive session at 6:13. Okay. An all yes vote.